number of personnel?
No,
No.
It's always been
but it's three.
three.
And we talked to the police chief the other day, yesterday. He was talking about they may do a conversion on the jail to put some officers' desks in there. Have you know anything about it?
He was talking about what?
Your jail cell over there that we can't use,
Oh,
that he was talking about
A substation?
putting officers in it?
no, that's fine because, you know, ever since the court was designed, it really, well, first of all, we just don't operate our court like that. We operate off of people that are incarcerated off of some other court. And so we don't want that expense of having to transport people over there and everything.
I think after COVID, a lot went to Google Meets, so we have, we do a lot of Google Meets while they're incarcerated. So they're not transporting them. In the past, they would bring, when we were in the other courtroom, they would have to bring the prisoners right through the lobby in front of everyone. So when it was changing, they were just gonna have just like a holding cell in the back where they could bring them in from the back. And then COVID and everything, and then we finally got in our building and everything has changed, so we're not going that route. And they have talked about using it as a substation where they will have access. There's a door in the back that they'll just be doing, I guess, their paperwork. So it's ready whenever they want to move in. It won't bother the court because we're on the other side.
Are you still doing a lot of hearings online?
We are doing telephonic and we're doing Google Meet also. We're doing in-person, depending. We have a lot of out-of-town, so it's really expanded where people can do telephonic. If they want to do Google Meet, we have it set up for them as well. And so we're giving them an option, and we do have people that walk in that don't have computers or their phone is out, so it's an option for them.
Is that under your subscription and dues, Zoom and?
No, we go through Google Meet, and so we get so many, so we've never been charged. We don't expand it or go over the amount that they allow, so we just.
It's free.
with that.
Well,
Up to a
I'll tell
certain
you a little
amount.
bit about
Up to a
the
certain
court.
point, but, so we don't have that. We don't
The
hit that many in our
bandwidth,
mark.
what you get?
One of the things I learned about Annette when I first went to work there, I don't know who was the tighter, me or her, because we operate our court. Basically, if you compared our court to Roswell's court, it would be the same, except there's three of us. They have probation officers, they have bailiffs, they have all of this stuff, and they don't even do DUIs. There's a way to operate a court system, if you know your ordinances and know your government, know your systems, is like we don't pay jail.
Right.
We don't pay anything for jail. Now, why we don't question that? Because when they changed out of that House Bill 134, if you'll recall, when they did away with the fines and fees, they said, we're gonna pay them, and then they came out with something that said, well, we're only gonna pay them for state courts. Well, hopefully, I guess they think we're state court, because we don't pay anything. So, another thing that Annette does is, she watches the jail log, and if we have somebody that we have, and we do a lot of warrants.
Yeah, and if they've already got a warrant, you tag them.
But you catch them on somebody else's dollar.
Absolutely.
You don't do them on your dollar. And so we go ahead and arraign them while they're in. And if you'll remember in House Bill 134, you get $288 a day credit for time served. That's a law now. You don't. So if you're in jail over there, you'll see people in jail on maybe 4 different courts. So what we do is make sure.
So now then they give an incarcerated person $244 worth of credit. Is that what you're saying?
$288 a day.
Wow.
It's $24 an hour. Twice.
To
the
be in
state,
jail?
Yeah, that sounds like a money-making proposition for me.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, a criminal, he's getting paid twice as much as average, the state wage rate in Santa Fe.
So where does that go? So Judge, where does that go? So
if I'm getting $288 a day to be in jail, does that go for my fees? Or when I get out, do I get that money?
No, what happens is you just don't owe the court any money.
See, we're charging them so much
Time
a
served.
day, and we end up paying
So
ourselves.
we incarcerate them, then we pay them so that they can pay us.
Yeah. Brilliant. That's how you make money. That's how you make jobs in socialism right there.
Yeah.
Look at all the jobs we just created.
The only other thing I'd like to mention too is, I think this is really important in courts, and I've learned this over the years too, is our, Annette and Sandy's social skills. When you open the doors to a court, how you handle the people is really important, just like it is here at City Hall. And we have two of the best. I mean, these ladies know how to handle. They make my life so much easy. Sometimes people may be a little upset or something or whatever. I never hear about it, because when the, judge got it made, I just sit up there and you come before me, they're happy as a lark by the time they get to me. So life is good.
Good for you.
The only other comment I'll make, and then I'm through, is Sandy has a request. And the request that she has is that we have flagpoles installed out in the front of the parking lot like the magistrate court has, because all courts have flagpoles.
We don't have a flagpole?
Here's the next request.
No, and then the other thing is, we have a lot of lost people down there because we don't have signage. We still have the old paper
Yeah.
sign that was
Sandwich
made,
board.
that municipal court, and it's been rained on out there. Every office in that building down there needs something on the outside of that building. Says court,
No, you're right.
emergency
Forestry.
management, the whole thing, because there's quite a bit of traffic in that building. We see people all the time in and out of the building in the parking lot. We have no idea where they're going. They're going to either emergency management or who knows. I mean, there's a lot of activity.
Yep, that's another one of those deals that we worked on that building for years, and then right as we were trying to get it open, we had our fire. And then we've never finished the outside. We talked about that. The landscaping outside, we need to finish that.
That's my request, landscape. But I don't think we're talking about a lot of money. I really don't. We've talked to Parks and Rec, and they understand money's tight. And we've also, the signage, if you look at buildings nowadays, how they're doing them, municipal buildings, they're not fancy. It just says municipal court. It says just so they don't get lost.
Judge, I think we were looking at signage like at the magistrate court building. It's already placed on the building itself.
Yeah.
That identifies the building and what departments are within there, so.
Do we even have anything that says Horton Building?
No,
Not permanent.
And the landscaping, seriously, because there's not that much area there to landscape, but it could be done really nice for not much money.
Judge, quick question. I know we haven't relied on a substitute judge because you're so hardworking. Do we have someone designated if,
No, because really the way we run the court, we just don't do that,
Okay.
It's, and to answer your question a while ago, we're a totally, we meet all the telephonic, we have one of the most telephonic, or sound
Accessible.
systems and TVs and everything. We can do everything in the world down there. There could be literally 2 attorneys somewhere else, a defendant somewhere else, myself here, up to 5 people, and we could do that on TV with Zoom or Google, and we're totally comply with the Supreme Court's rule on that. So, and you're allowed to do, telephonic a lot of different ways now. They found that out through COVID. It's
Yeah.
very efficient.
sure.
So we're allowed to do that. So you really don't need another judge. I don't think, do we need another judge?
Right now, we don't, but we keep that money in that line item in case. it was
Well,
to
and
happen.
that's what prompted the question, but I see we've never used it. Okay.
Yeah. That's all I have. Y'all have any other questions? Ned, have any comments?
No,
And we send a net over to the fire department.
no. No, thank you.
Just please give us the $200.
And a flagpole and,
Well, you're gonna bill that to somebody else.
That's an
Just putting
EOC
it- yeah,
issue.
just
It's
putting
an
up the
EOC.
request.
So Eric can put his red flag up.
yeah. Yeah, EOC.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, we'll get it for you.
He's getting all kinds of fancy stuff down there.
Oh, we know. We know. He's got a padlock
Lock
case
and
that
key,
costs
too.
more than the stuff in it.
There's a lot of paper clips in there.
They said he got it paid for with, how do you say you got that paid for?
It was some kind of.
FEMA money.
Reimbursement on FEMA or whatever. But you're not getting any sticky notes, buddy. Those are in there tied, or those paper clips.
Oh, yeah.
I told Counselor Salas and Letterman before y'all came back in here, I said, you know, the reason I thought about this is EOC. You can't trust weather reports anymore. There's one out this morning on the fire up at northern part of the state. It hit US News. And what's happening is you have like the sportscasters, you know, none of them tell any truth anymore. You have the news, none of them tell any truth anymore. Now these weather forecasters have got it figured out that monsoon's coming in April and it's gonna flood everybody,
Yeah,
right? Well, we're at the end of April, what happened? So now there's still reports out that we're gonna have an early monsoon, it's gonna do this, gonna do that. I can assure you, I've been around weather a little while here. I don't know about what it's gonna do in Albuquerque, but it's not going to do what they're talking about.
but you told me early on.
No.
I called him and asked him, I said, so we're gonna have monsoon? He goes, no.
And our guys, our
Said
code
no.
enforcement guys and our emergency management people, our fire department, everybody, they've educated themselves on all of this, and they are prepared, and they know. I've probably taught Cade Hall more about weather in the last month than he ever learned his whole life, but he knows what to look for. So, that's all we got.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
Judge.
very much.
Thanks, Annette.
Thank you, Judge. I look forward to the
guys.
weather reports. Yes.
Thank you.
Well, you'll want to get under a rock about Sunday and Sunday night
Yeah, it's supposed to,
and hope the rock doesn't blow away.
yeah.
It's gonna be that bad?
Yeah, it's gonna be about 60 miles an hour.
We haven't got one thing from, P&M about a PSP or anything.
Well, I think they figured out they can't manage that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, Mama,
Hello.
what do we got?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So for capital outlay, we were requesting 12,000 for policy management software. And what that is it's through Lexipol. Lexipol has really specialized in law enforcement, but they're branching off and doing local government as well. And this will house all of our policies. It will archive all of our policies, keep version control of our policies. It will allow us they get all the state and federal updates, and they have them in there so that you're notified when something needs to be looked at or reviewed. And then it'll allow us to send out acknowledgements electronically, as well as daily training bulletins, which I thought was really cool. So when we do a policy update, we can send a 1 or 2 little questionnaire quiz, and the employees can answer questions on it. And it tracks when they read it, when they sign it, and all of that good stuff. So all of those are very important things to have when you're dealing with policies.
Did that make it in, Madison? You know where your paycheck's coming from, don't you?
It's actually coming from herself.
Yeah,
She writes her own check.
True, good point, Cheryl.
Okay, and then your personnel. Okay, and so, for my personnel request, I did, request a reclass for our HR generalist to HR supervisor. Going back to our tactical plan of doing an organizational analysis of some of the departments to determine, where we have a lack of middle management, and to create a career path in some of those departments. And this employee, Johanna's already performing at a very high level. She represents the village really well. She's been here almost 3 years, and I've been mentoring her on performance management. She's been involved in a lot of the disciplinary hearings, disciplinary actions. She manages all the evaluations that are coming in twice a year and all the interims. She's trained on work comp. She does all the benefits administration and manages and reviews all the personnel actions, so.
yeah, I think that's great.
So will that result in an additional position, or?
No, that would just be a reclassification.
So
for
who
her
else do you
position.
have?
I have Taylor Schrolik, our HR specialist, and then Johanna's the HR generalist.
Also, that's Michael's.
An ex-member.
I was like, oh, that name sounds familiar.
And she was our employee of the quarter for administration, so. Yes, she does. And then I've also got in here, I was going to request another, a full-time administrative assistant position. It is not, in the proposed budget, but, I strongly feel that with the, newly formed bargaining unit, and I've quickly learned all the time that it's taking to prepare for a lot of these items for the hearings and different things that are coming up, that along with the regular daily workload things are having to change rapidly. So there's a lot of the items that I do operationally that I'm having to push off onto other staff, and they're, we have 233 employees, budgeted for 277, and that's another 40 positions to fill, that his wife will be filling. The workload has increased as the organization has seen growth and will continue to grow. So that is not on the proposed budget, but I would ask that you take that into consideration.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Mayor.
and then for my line items, under temporary salaries, this is for the interns, and that's staying the same, but, I guess, just for Counselor Brophy, we did a internship program last summer.
Okay.
Started it out. We had 7 interns for the summer semester. We had them in different departments. We did, once a week, we did lunch and learns. So we brought them, they had their regular tasks that they were learning and skills they were learning in their departments. And then we brought them in once a week for a lunch and learn and had directors come in and talk to them about public sector work, about government work, how they got into it, kind of what their department is responsible for. And then they were assigned 3 projects throughout the duration of the semester or the summer. And the last project they worked on as a group, they were prepared to present it to council. It was a PowerPoint presentation. They had done research on all the departments and the village. But with the flooding and everything, it just kind of, they completed the project, but we didn't get an opportunity to present it to you all.
Are you going to do that again this year?
Yeah,
Sure.
yes.
That sounds like a great program.
Yeah.
Were we able to retain any of them or turn them into
did.
full-time staff?
We did. We brought two on as full-time staff, 2 of the 7.
Okay.
So-
I feel like that's a win, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is people don't, a lot of the kids don't want to stay here, but if they get the internship and they see what it's all about, you know, like Cheryl said, I think it's been a great.
Changes that whole mindset, huh?
We've tried to do the same thing in other departments too, so
Right, yep.
wastewater and freshwater treatment.
That's cool, Cheryl.
Yeah. And then, for subscriptions and dues, it went up just a little bit, just a couple $100. Employee awards also went up just a bit. We are within there, we're budgeting for, 10 retirements. Although we
moly.
have 17 on the books that could go, are going or could go. And then we have 27 service awards for the annual Christmas
You
party.
need to expand your intern program.
I know it. 17. Yeah,
See what you started, Adam?
there's several on there that are maybes, or we don't know, or they're keeping hush hush, but,
You lucky.
office supplies went down just a little bit. Unemployment claims stayed the same. Travel and schools went down just a little bit. We don't anticipate traveling as much as we were ramped up to do last year, just because of the housing and stuff, but really focusing more on, the local Ruidoso community. And we do want to do our annual job fair again, which was nice. Training and development, this did increase quite a bit. However, the CDL course that ENMU Ruidoso offers, they did increase their price to $5,000 per employee. So we're budgeting for 10 for the year. And then the rest pretty much stayed the same, with just HR training.
Cheryl, on the
Yes.
unemployment, do we handle our own management of unemployment claims?
We
or
have
do
a third-
outsource it?
We have Counselor Corey, we have a third party that helps us handle those claims. So if we go to hearing, they'll help prepare, prep us and go through the process. It's been a pretty good year. We're only at the 15,000 for this year, but, just to be safe, keeping it at the same that we budgeted last year. Required physicals, that went down just a little bit. Drug testing did go up. We are asking for an extra 5,000 there just because we're going to need to start doing randoms at the airport. We're learning that, they're part of the Omnibus Transportation Employee Testing Act because they're with the FFA. And we need to start including them in the randoms that we do for DOTs. And then we do seasonals twice a year. We drug test them when they come back in the summer and when they come back in the winter.
What do you mean, come back?
When the seasonals come back for the lake and the pool and then the ice rink.
And so we do random?
We do randoms for our DOTs. We're required to do that at least once a year.
I don't see how random that is, though.
Is that randomly once a year?
And you do it
I
for
was
all
always
new
picked.
hires, don't you?
We do it with all new hires and, of course, our post-accident
That was
drug
the most
screening.
humiliating time of my life was when I had a guy stand in the bathroom with me when I was giving a sample.
I bet, I bet.
Yeah, it's not the greatest experience.
Turn the water on, please.
Recruitment cost stayed just about the same.
Where do we, so recruitment costs, so the firm that we're hiring, does that come out of this?
It did this year, yes. We did a 50% upfront with that firm for those 3 positions.
Okay. Have they, I mean, what's going on with that?
Well, they're out advertising. We haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
I think they're really gonna, she had said in Texas, they do the municipal elections in May.
Right?
And so at that point, people will really start figuring out if they need to shuffle out of there or what they're gonna do
Okay.
with changes in administration. So I think that's when once we get past that, that's when we'll be seeing some
And you see some
traffic.
applicants then?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And then, non-cap went down. We're just asking for a new computer for the HR specialist. Hers does need to be replaced. And then safety equipment went up, just a bit, a couple thousand, and that is because we will need to replace AED pads and batteries, and then, replace, some of the fire extinguishers. We got that on our last inspection, so library, museum, Horton, and Village Hall will need to be replaced, this next year.
Where are the AEDs located?
In multiple departments throughout.
And they've received training?
Mayor Pro Tem Salas, Councilor Corey, we did some training here. It's been a while, but we did have training on the AEDs, but I don't think we've done anything here currently.
Counselor Corey, we probably do need to look into that. It has been a while.
Okay.
Is that something we make all village employees attend? New and old?
Mayor Pro Tem Salas, Councilor Brophy, yes. We try to hit every location to get the training, and I think the last time we did, I think we worked with the fire department on it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the fire
They
department,
do offer it, yes.
fire department usually did the training for us.
Oh. Okay.
So we don't have a safety director anymore.
We don't have a safety officer.
Is that what, are we looking for one?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's being advertised now.
Okay.
We're gonna, we know what we want, we know what we need, we know, we have the program established, and so we're not gonna settle, we're gonna
Good.
find the right person.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. We have the self-insurance fund coming down. We actually, Erica
Yeah.
Holbein,
Yeah.
she's a risk manager for the self-insurance fund, and she's now built her staff up so that each region has a representative, I guess.
Okay.
And so Jimmy Glasscock will be our representative, so we'll be seeing him quite a bit
Okay.
going forward, and he'll help fill in without the safety coordinator.
Okay.
Cheryl, where are you at with insurance, health insurance? Are you currently getting bids?
We are, Counselor Corey, we have a renewal meeting scheduled on Tuesday morning at 9. Rifle, they sent you an invite today, if you're available. If not, we can look at rescheduling.
Tuesday at 9. Tuesday and Wednesdays are really hard for me, but I might be able to swing it.
Okay, okay. If you'll just let me know what you want to do. Hub will be coming down, and so they're waiting on the final number as we speak from Blue Cross Blue Shield. We are facing a pretty high increase at this time because we've had a lot of high claims this last year. But they've gone out, I think they had Presbyterian and maybe one other company that have.
But Pres historically has always been,
Too high.
Too high.
They've always been,
They don't have as good a coverage either.
yeah.
I mean, so you talked about the claims experience. They're rating us as an individual entity. We're not getting pooled in with any other municipalities.
No, sir.
Okay.
No. Yeah, so it's Presbyterian and one other company that they did get numbers from, and then they took those numbers back to Blue Cross Blue Shield to see if they'll be willing to come down. So we're just waiting on that final number to come in.
So last year, I think you had instituted that tiered level of coverage.
Yes.
Looking back, how successful was that?
With the higher deductible plan?
Yeah.
Decently successful. I want to say probably 40 employees on that plan. I think it gives employees an option, especially if they don't go to the doctor a lot.
Yeah.
It's a good plan. Then there's other people that are on it that are probably going to be switching back to the 500 just because they realize they need that lower deductible plan.
Yep.
So everybody's different, but it gives everybody an option.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the event you changed carriers, when would that take effect?
July 1. It would be a, I've heard stories of when they had to transition several times before my time, and it'd be rough, and I know you all support the 500 plan. I know you know, the Blue Cross Blue Shield 500 is really top notch, so we'll see how it comes in.
So when you're deciding on the insurance company, is it totally driven by pricing?
No,
Okay.
I mean, that's a very important factor,
It's-
but.
Yeah, it's the service that they're
Yeah.
offering a lot, which includes prescriptions and stuff that kind
Yeah.
of weighs everything out,
Okay.
you know. I forgot where the third, I forgot the other companies because, yeah, the deductible was really low, but then you're making it up on your prescriptions, you know. so-
Yeah.
And that's where.
And just on coverage.
It's just balancing all that, because one year, I remember we had like 4 vendors that we were evaluating, and Blue Cross still took them all. Presbyterian, they want us, they really do, but says sorry. And I forget her name, I know Nicole. but,
Gilda,
Gilda.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a good arguer, I would say.
She-
She gets after them to say, hey, no, this is what we're settling with, and it happens.
Counselor Solis, she just retired recently, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I know, and that's what
Wow.
But she
I'm
has,
sorry to hear that.
she
I
has
wish
her-
I would've known.
she has her staff and she trained them well, so, and they have someone that took her place, Robbie is his name,
Robbie.
so
Okay.
he'll be down. But Blue Cross Blue Shield, you really can't hardly find a place that won't accept it across the US, you know, so that's
That
also
was
very
another
attractive.
factor, too.
Yeah.
Mayor Pro Tem Salas, Councilor Corey also is, if you elect the dental, then you get a percentage discount off the health package. So what is that? Is that a 1% or what's the percentage?
I think it's 1%
But,
savings.
so you get a savings on that on top of it, so.
Love it.
Let's see here. Contract legal fees, we're asking for 25,000. We asked for 15 last year and we had to end up moving money. So we're gonna, go with 25, as we anticipate needing that a little bit more now. Vehicle maintenance went up just a little bit. That's for the safety vehicle, and it's no longer under warranty. Software maintenance, it's staying about the same, although we did decide not to keep the, did that come off, the open comp? Okay. We did decide not.
Question mark next.
We did decide not to keep the open comp. The open comp was the software platform we asked for last year when it was kind of a bundled deal where the company provided the pay study for us, and then open comp was where you could go on and get real-time market rates for certain positions, either nationally or just in your state or comparative to another state. We used it. I don't know that we used it a whole lot for that cost to keep it, so we're going to go ahead and not keep it. Okay.
Are all of your HR files digitized?
They are. They're both. They're manual and
Digital.
digital. Mhm. All right, and then just back to the computer software was the Lexipol that I talked about, and I think that is it. I'll stand for any questions.
Are there any questions for Cheryl?
No, sir.
Nope.
Mayor Pro Tem, Council, are you struggling with anything in your department? Do you have any valid complaints or anything that you need from us or different types of support or?
Oh, no.
Direction? No, everything is good?
Council's always been supportive, just need more hours in the day.
Heard that.
That's all I need.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check on you
Yeah.
because I know you're always checking on other people.
Oh, yeah.
You're saying a longer workday, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause there's not enough time, let me tell you.
And lately, it's been a lot of day and night and weekend, and, I go to bed at 9, but some of them are still emailing after 9, but, yeah, so.
But it happens.
Mayor Pro Tem Council, if you would just please. So HR standards across the country is about one HR specialist for every 100 employees.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that.
No.
That's been a long-standing standard, and they might even be shrinking that number down now. But just something to keep in the back of your mind. We talk about 274, is that what you said?
We have 233,
Yeah, but how many?
277 budgeted.
277 budgeted. That's 3 full-time employees to manage that, so.
Thank you.
Okay,
Well, if
thank
we
you all.
needed another person, that's probably where we would need to go with that person.
It's an important department.
Yeah. And there are things coming up that it's going to take a little more time.
Yes, ma'am, we're learning a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem, Matty?
Yes.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Sure.
On the community development and public works, is community development still using CityWorks? Do you know? Do they have a contract, like, for service through CityWorks? No?
Counselor, yes, they are until MyGov comes online.
So MyGov, is everybody gonna be on MyGov?
Yes. Yeah, that's where all of the work is.
Okay, okay, thank you. Thank you. But even for public works?
Thanks, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Cheryl.
Good.
So we did have Gina next, but that one's split, so yes. We're gonna go into village clerk, which will be on page 140.
Mine's gonna be simple and quick.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right. So we currently have 2 full-time employees. That's what we need, and that's what we're gonna keep. We are gonna get an intern this summer off Cheryl's program, so
Cool.
that's gonna be nice. I did have a capital request for a software. I don't know if you remember me talking about it at strategic planning for records management. However, Judy found the money for me to start it right away, so it's not gonna be in the budget for next year.
Nice.
Besides that, my budget is pretty much the same, a little bit of fluctuations, the same ads and publications.
We did go up a little bit on that because we spent more. And that's just putting everything in the newspaper for council.
Yeah,
Subscriptions and dues is all the same subscriptions and dues that Michael and I have to pay for our memberships. Office supplies, I believe nope, that's the same. So that stayed the same. General supplies, that's what I use to buy the decals for the vehicles. I went up on that because we didn't have enough and I had to spend out of my office supplies to buy more this year. Election supplies, nothing this year.
yike.
Contractual services, that is for shredding of documents. We did go up on that because we are about to do a big project where we're gonna get rid of a lot of old documents in the warehouse. So we're gonna have to call them to come pick up our documents more. Recording, I went down on that, but now with the clean and lean, I didn't know about that before I budgeted, but maybe Ron can find me some money out of his contingency for that.
How much do you think you're gonna need to put in there?
Well, it was gonna be about $2,500 just for those, so maybe 1,000 more just for that, and then plus any other liens that I have to file throughout the years. Not a whole lot, maybe another $1,500 to $2,000. Recording, that's another one that may have to go up because we'll have to record all these liens with the county.
Yep.
So
How much does that cost?
we use the title company right now, and it costs us $34, and then we just have to drive there, drop it off, and they take care of everything and
Oh, okay.
deliver it back. But if we have a bunch, it's $25 at the county, so we would just take them down and cut a check and
Okay.
put them all there to save
Yeah.
money there. Travel and schools, we did go up on that. Michael and I are both now working on certifications. Jenny had all of hers, but now there's two of us working towards them, so we went up a little on that. Equipment maintenance, I always put $1,000 in there. It's for all this stuff in here. We've never had to use it, but if I take it out, something's gonna happen.
Yep.
Software maintenance, it's the same software we use. Civic Plus we use to codify our ordinances. Granicus is our agenda software. Right now, we have Laserfish, but as we come on board with the new records management software, we'll start cutting our licenses back on that. So by the end of the year, we won't have to pay Laserfish anymore.
So we're gonna get rid, I agree, holy moly. That's awful.
And then also, non-cap, I did put some money in there. Did I miss that? Where's that? It's just for 2 new laptops. Michael's using the one that Bertha used and Jenny used, and now he uses, and I've had mine since I started 7 years ago, and it's slow. So just 2 new laptops for us, and that's it.
We did 36.
So the laptops are in here?
Yes,
Yes, okay.
3,600. That's
Okay,
what
good.
Andrew told me to
Okay,
budget
good.
for 2 of them.
Okay.
That's it.
Yvonne, on the elections, I know the state's really wanting us to move our election to November. What's the outlook on that?
So, it's a governing body decision as of right now. I know at the 60-day session, not this January, but the one before, they were really pushing to get that through. However, they had added a lot of additional training for county clerks to that bill, and they didn't want to do it, so they fought against it, so it didn't go through. I imagine they're going to bring it back, and if it passed, we wouldn't get a choice, and we would either have to shorten or lengthen terms for whoever's up.
Yeah.
But we just kind of got to wait to see what happens in session, and then it's a decision that y'all make after that. But if we are going to opt in, we would have to opt in by June 30th of 2027.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of time still to talk about it and think about it, and that's if it doesn't just get taken away.
That's what I have a feeling will
Yeah.
happen. Because there's only like 5 municipalities.
7.
7
There's 7 of us.
municipalities that else, okay.
Is that statewide?
We had you.
Yes, 7 municipalities that run their own elections, and the thing is, if you opt in, you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But, and I mean, we got a lot of extra charges this year that we didn't have 2 years ago.
I was gonna ask, how much did it go up from 2 years ago?
I believe we paid somewhere like 18,000 2 years ago, and this year was over 40.
Yes,
Golly.
But, I mean, the county clerk charged us to rent every single sign, every single voting booth, and she charged us 50% of what she paid for it. Had I had known that, and if I knew we were gonna do it again in 2 years, I'd have just bought our own stuff.
Right.
But I could have done that, and then we won't ever have an election again, so kind of waiting around to see what happens, and it might be
good move.
beneficial to purchase our own
So
equipment.
a cost of a gen, say we have a special election for a rec center coming up, you know, maybe this next year. What would that cost?
It would probably cost about the same.
About 40?
Yeah, a little over 40, maybe a little bit more. Everything's just going up. But we would use the same, we'd still have early voting, we'd still have absentee, we'd still have our polling place, so it'd be about the same.
Okay. Just something to think about.
I mean, the ballot on-demand systems went up 3 times for one system than we paid 2 years ago. So I don't know what to expect in 2 years. I don't know how to budget for that. I didn't budget enough this year. I budgeted 25, I think, because we paid 18, and then it was 40,
Yeah.
so. But
Any other questions
any other
for
questions
Ms.
for me?
Yvonne?
Good job.
All right,
Yep,
thank
just
you.
keep kicking butt. You and Michael.
And I got some help, so he's been great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now it's Miss Gina's turn. She's gonna be,
Tina!
she
Our,
was
our
hiding.
cooker.
Couldn't you hear the phone just ringing off the hook back there in your absence?
I was on fajita patrol.
Oh.
Which one do you want to do first?
What page?
We're gonna be on page 138.
I had to bring my own cheat sheet. No, so there really wasn't, very much change. Madison called me and tried to take stuff, and I wouldn't let her, so thought we were gonna have a fight in the hallway. The one thing that did go up under ads and publication is the newsletter that we send. That, the Ruidoso Insider, and I know that it's available online on our website, and it can be emailed. There are so many people that say how much they love it.
Oh, yes.
So,
See, I even like a hard copy, because
Yeah,
I keep it so
Yeah.
that I can reference and,
and I get a lot of calls about it. There are things that people see in it, so it's getting read, you know, whichever format it's coming. But for postage, I think, purposes, we had to go up a little bit. We're gonna exceed, I think, our budget just a little bit. So I went ahead and raised that to 110 from
Yeah.
108. I think last year, the last 2 years, it's been mailed a couple times, probably out to homes that are no longer there.
yeah.
But the returned mail goes to the library, and Diane's staff does an amazing job keeping track. They color code everything if somebody was moved or deceased, or if it was a duplicate, whatever. And they send that to me, and I communicate with I don't know what they're called now, 100X or something, but they do a really good job communicating.
Purging all those.
They do.
Yeah.
He communicates immediately, so, yeah, I feel like that's a pretty accurate.
Councilor Letterman, I do hear all those calls that, man, that's a great newsletter, and I asked, well, what if we went every 2 months? Because, you know, we're looking at their, surprisingly, half of them said, no, we need them every month. And, I mean,
And they would have, so much information goes out, they'd have to be
And
bigger, and then you'd still have to pay more postage, I don't
the
know.
one, and I know Councilor Corey appreciated is the school information too. There, yeah, I don't got kids in school and stuff, but it's nice to
Just see what's going
catch
on.
up what's going on with them and
Yeah,
stuff.
it has a great
hospital.
community, it's a great community newsletter. And the really great thing about it too is it always, most of the time, it has all happy news in it. It's not,
Doom and gloom.
yeah, and which seems to be for a while with some of what was happening. So it's a great little happy
happy piece of information.
I like
So,
that.
Mayor Pro Tem Gina, is that enough? Because I know the mayor's talking about posting the FEMA projects and financials and stuff in the paper. Does that take into account that too?
So this is just for the insider.
Okay.
And that is what it takes to, the agency lays it out and they publish it and then mail it for us. They put it into the booklet format. And then I think the agency takes the link and puts it on the website.
I think that newspaper, it was gonna be free.
Oh, was it?
It's not an ad.
I just want to make sure.
They're looking for copy, so I think they
Okay.
were gonna do it for free.
Awesome. Oh, Yvonne said she paid for it.
She doesn't have no money, she doesn't have any money.
Thank you, Yvonne.
Yeah, everything else in here, really, we kind of brought some sums down if we had to. Most of it stayed the same.
So the mayor's contingent budget, he asked for 15 and it was cut to 10.
The mayor uses that mostly for the mixer.
Okay.
His Christmas with his boards and commissions. We've been able to, Ron has been able to get a lot of sponsorships from a lot of the,
Get comp.
yeah.
I was gonna say who was brave enough to do that.
About the time their invoices roll in, Ron calls them up and says, hey,
By the way.
Merry Christmas. So,
We have Mayor Pro Tem Salas, members of the council, we have a lot that we work with, and a lot of them, they really want to help the village out, and, they can just, it doesn't have to be a whole lot, and we ask for a number, and it just helps with the expenses, so we've been very fortunate, so.
yeah. And it's a tax deduction for their business, of course, and then a lot of them come to the,
That's right.
yeah, so it's kind of nice to meet them.
Yeah.
I don't know, is there any other questions? I think everything,
On page 139, Gina, what is the 22,000 for the Boys and Girls Club?
I need to defer to Ron for that.
Mayor Pro Tem Salas, Council Corey, these are all the different special projects that the council has appropriated to each. It's almost like a capital outlay request, but for each one of these certain entities that we use, there's the Boys and Girls Club, there's the Region 9, we do one for the Midtown, and then we do one, we've done one in the past for the other, what was the other group, Robin? It was but now it's Region 9.
It's the diversion
Yes.
It was the diversion program.
What
regional.
is the rent, Boys and Girls?
It was juvenile justice.
Juvenile Justice.
What rent is Boys and Girls Club paying?
$1,000 a month and $1,000 for utilities, $2,000 a month.
Okay, so it's almost a wash.
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. I'm not questioning their program, but
Yeah.
We've man, it's been several years now that we've had these appropriations that we provided to these, to these nonprofit groups, so.
And then, Ron, do the attorney fees, do you anticipate those are gonna go down?
That's gonna be a good question. Right now, we're
No way.
through the New Mexico Self-Insurance Fund, the attorneys that we're utilizing, what they're doing is it's going towards our claims, and then we get a bill from them, but I'm not sure exactly how that's gonna work when we see our legal fees, so. So we'll
I see
just,
it going up,
yeah,
actually.
but we'll have to we're just gonna see on that, so.
Okay. Cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, the self-insurance fund they bill us directly. And I haven't seen one now with our new attorney doing just in-house legal business. We have on the attorney that's doing the cleaning lanes and some of the floodplain, we've been seeing some of them, so.
And last one is the land rent. What is that?
That's for the Moon Mountain,
Oh, okay.
yes.
And it has a yearly increase.
It has an escalator of, I can't remember that, when I negotiated it, it's just a very small, they wanted a lot, they wanted more, and I was able to work with the,
What's the term on that?
30 years.
could be, it's for 300, it's for 640 acres for that piece. And then we have a separate one that's paid out of utilities. It's a 1 acre where the country club tank is on, so.
Any other questions for Miss Gina? Excellent job.
Yeah, thanks a
Thank
lot for
you.
keeping us going in the right direction.
Oh, well, y'all are pretty easy.
Do you need anything, Miss Gina? You good back there?
No, I'm gonna need some stuff.
Yeah.
Are we gonna talk about it now? No, I don't. I'm fine. I am good.
We're gonna be on page 142 now. We're going
142.
into Administrative.
Yes.
This is the ask page, I see.
Yeah, so I think the administrative as well stayed within the same budget. I don't know that we asked much more for anything. I think we reduced in some places, seeing that we weren't spending. Fuel, we kept the same, only, we didn't spend a whole lot in that line item, but the Suburban sat for a while, so I don't know, do you have any questions on this? I think,
Ron, personnel went up. Is this because of our current management?
Yes.
It's the Economic Development Director.
Oh, she added the economic development director on there also.
Okay. Judy, what's that budgeted at? Do you recall?
No, it should be on your itemized projection of positions. It's the long 8.5. I think it's an 8.5 by 11 landscape. If you look in the third department, I probably don't have, I think I got the level from Cheryl, but I don't recall what it is.
Counselor Solis, we have the total or not Solis, I'm sorry. Well, you need to know too. Counselor Corey.
That dark?
Damn. Fan on high.
It's been a long day. The current expense is at 120,000.
Okay. Thank you.
Nope, I don't have anything.
questions? Our general supplies always stays really large, but that's, yeah, paper for the building and.
And this department also is, we're the landlord for the village hall with the utility bills and all of that, so, supplies.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I was thinking that you don't get any percentage from water billing or anything?
No? I remember when Adam was a landlord at the annex and he was paying for everybody, he goes, man, am I the landlord forever or what?
I felt like a slumlord over there, though.
Literally.
Yeah.
Is there any other questions?
Nope.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Gina.
You bet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Gina.
I think this guy coming up is trying to make a statement, Ron. With that sweater. I think he's trying to kiss up or something. That's a wrong statement.
Eddie, you do
Mr. Eddie.
I've been hanging out with Ron too much. It's rubbing off on me.
Step brothers here, huh?
Oh, shit.
That's good.
Yeah. I'll own that one. That's a good one. Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
Oh,
Oh, close enough though, same guys.
Good afternoon, Mayor Pro Tem, council members.
Eddie?
Thank you. Not a lot has changed. I'll just kind of go over some of the stuff that I have for subscriptions at the beginning.
145,
So the AFCI annual membership, the Association of Film Commissioners International, they're the ones who give me the accreditation for being a film liaison. And also being inside of that organization, they give us leads for opportunities. So I got a Ford commercial opportunity. I think it's for the Maverick truck.
Okay.
And we ended up getting, I think it went to like California or something like that. But we also got a Toyota car commercial out of that too.
nice.
So these are all the opportunities that go out to all across the country. And the fact that we're considered to be a destination for those is great, because if we bring in a car commercial like that, then it shows a village and, you know, brings in GRT with heads and beds and all that good stuff. So it's a great organization to be with, and they give us the accreditation to, you know, be a film, you know, part of the film commissioners. The IEBA annual membership, that's International Entertainment Buyers Association. That is, looking to get more involved with that, because we would like to look at potentially looking at doing more concerts. You know, we want to really try to, something the community's been really wanting is the resurrection of Cowboy Symposium, you know, or different events of that, you know, nature to help bring in festivals and, you know, and that's something we're working with. So they have events where you can come in and meet with talent buyers, booking agents, and I'm hoping to really, you know, dig into that a little bit more this year. And, you know, being that we got, you know, once a track closed down and we were trying to hustle to get some stuff, it was just unfortunately too late, because all the concerts are usually booked out well in advance. I mean, like 6 months to almost a year in advance. So we had some opportunities pop up, but nothing materialized out of it. So we're hoping to get some traction next year, hopefully with that. And I know the Cowboy Symposium is something that whatever incarnation that may be, we're hoping to bring it back. And I know it's something that a lot of people in the village keep asking me about, so.
So, Eddie, do we know why that stopped?
From what I understand, Councilor Corey, is they sold it to someone in Texas, I think. And then they're calling it something different. They're doing something with it, but when they sold it off, it pretty much left the village. And we've tried, there's been different people trying to resurrect it, but nothing has ever come back. I think moving forward with it, though, we'd probably have to come up with a different name just so we're not mimicking it. And I don't want to get any kind of, you know, legal stuff with someone saying you're using our name and how dare you. So we'll just have to figure out and come up with something that works for everybody.
Kent Rowlands lives here, doesn't he?
I don't know him.
He does.
Is he the one who was involved with it?
No, he's just
he does all the.
He's a media
videos on-
influencer.
Oh, yeah.
Does all
The
the
guy has a
cooking.
mustache. He has like 3 million.
doing,
Cowboy cooking.
He's doing a podcast now.
Yep.
He and Darren, I think, are friends.
Yeah, they're personal
You might
friends.
try to leverage that, because he probably has some connections.
He does. Councilor Corey, I have met him before, and I did talk to him about this, and he was enthusiastic about it. So I think that's a good option to look at with him.
Yeah.
Definitely. So there's that. The LinkedIn annual membership, I use it every day. It's how I'm able to get relationships and bring people in, and it's a tool I use every day to, like right now, I'm trying to get Hertz run a car in. And so I went through LinkedIn and found the vice president, and I must have sent out messages to 50 people at Hertz. And finally, the vice president of Naples, Florida, was at a corporate, reached back, and he's trying to connect me with the right people here right now to see if something will come out of it. So it's a very valuable tool that I use, and it's been great to bring in, you know, opportunities. Let's see here, Location Pro Film and Events. So it's a $1,500 initial setup and a $6,000 annual subscription fee. What this is it's a software program that Albuquerque, Las Cruces, and lots of major places use. And it's a database. So say, for instance, if a resident says, hey, I want to put my house into the film database to be considered for a location. We plug it in, they plug it in, they say, I'll charge $500 a day to use it. And then also, we're able to list all of our municipality buildings, everything we have in the village on it, and it goes into a database that people can go look at and search and say, so if a location manager is looking to scout, he can go online and say, here's everything in Rito, so here's all the different things we have available. It also provides film permitting, so we can do all the permitting right online through it, but it also offers event permitting. So like the city of Burbank, California uses this software to do all their online event permitting. So this way, versus the way we have it now where there's a little bit more of a process, paper process. Gina's done a great job in helping me and really helping me with a lot of things to be able to have it to where when the film permit comes in, we're able to just do like a electronic signature on it, which has really helped speed things up. But I want to take it to the next level and make it so it's automated. So it just helps relieve a lot of the extra, because when you get film permits coming in every day, it takes up a lot of time, and and then every film permit, or I'm sorry, every event permit that comes in, it takes up a lot of time because each regardless if it's a say a food truck wanting to do an event or if whatever, it all still takes time to go through the process with them and walk through and get them all the right information and stuff to get set up. So, and then this here also is something that will give us a online master events calendar. It's something I've been wanting to get. I know we've all kind of talked about it. So as a film permit is done, it would automatically populate into a calendar of events. Then it also has the ability to get an iCal feed from Momentus, which is a system that the convention center uses, and then also Civic Rec, an iCal feed for Parks and Recs events. So hopefully coming together, we can have one central master calendar of events. You can say, hey, what's going on 5 months from now? You can say, well, the convention center's got this, so there's no parking there. Or, the Wingfield Park's booked up with whatever. And that will help all of us kind of understand, what's going on in the village anytime.
I like that idea.
Yep. Yep. And let's see here. Going down to Polestar annual membership. So Polestar is pretty much the Wall Street Journal for music and entertainment. So when people come in or they call or I'm trying to find an artist to book, I can go in there and I can actually pull up all their statistics showing where they're traveling to, where they're coming. Are they coming through El Paso, going to Albuquerque? Are they in tour route? How much their ticket prices are, how much they're charging, what's their gross. So if I know their gross is $1 million, I know they're probably looking for $500,000 guarantee. So it gives me an idea what all those are. And we've, I've been using it a lot to try to get some traction. And we have, some opportunities that might come in are like bands like the Black Keys of Soda Interest. Some big country artists are looking at possibly coming in next year. And so we're just trying to keep the momentum going and keep the door open, for those opportunities. And then to make sure that's in the right budget. And the idea is like when you do a small show, there's just as much work going in a small show as a big show. But there's a certain point where if you have a show that's bringing in X amount of people, then it's profitable. If you have a band like, say Jelly Roll came in, we know he's good for 10,000 people, or whatever that's going to be. There's more money, but we know that it's a profitable show. We know it's going to sell out. We know there's going to be money coming in. And there's other opportunities. There's food, there's F&B, there's liquor, there's parking, there's normally on concerts like that, you get a 25% commission on merchandise. So there's all these different avenues that when you're working on a bigger show, a lot more money can come in and be more profitable. But those are all things that we're working on. So as opportunities pop up, we'll present them and see what you guys think. And if it's cool, it's cool. If it's not, we'll take it away. Move on to the next one. Yep. Let's see, Zoom annual membership. It's a standard thing we use all the time. Let's see here, for general office supplies, $1,000. Let's see, postage, 200. General supplies, 4,000. Let's see here, fuels, 2,500. Phone is $500. Travel and schools, 4,000. Looking to do, go to more events, like, we've been talking with the mayor about going to like events like Teams, or, events that can help us get in front of decision makers who can bring in big opportunities that would be, different leagues. It could be anything from, you name it. I know we're talking about baseball and all that stuff. All those different leagues go to these events. And so when there's a way to get face-to-face time with them, it really helps us get opportunities to do it. And, and I'm looking over at Adam, Councilor Sanchez, and I'm thinking car shows. I'm thinking, motorcycle stuff. All kinds of different things like that. So those are all things that we're looking at. Let's see here. For my one big ask that I have.
You would never ask for anything substantial.
Does this involve diving?
I knew it was coming, Councilor Corey.
We've almost got him talked into being the first diver. He's almost there.
No, honestly, I told Ron I'm out in the month of May, so if you can get it on the agenda, go for it.
So just to give you guys a heads up of the Dodge diving event, we brought to the Bureau of the Dam Bureau, and they gave us some great information on why it would not make sense to be there. And Ron was with me on the call, and we can't normalize people jumping off the dam. So it just it just went away, and we understand that.
Honestly, I was very concerned about the liability issues.
Yeah.
And afterwards, people going, oh, let's jump off the dam.
I know. It's something that after thinking about it and going through it, and it's just we have to make sure people are safe, and that's something that, excuse me. So we took that in consideration. We're still in communication with them, and we're trying to find a possible solution.
Sure.
To see if it's even feasible, and we're going to have to make a decision here probably within the week to see, is it something we move forward with or we don't? And I will take your lead on it, on whatever you guys decide.
Well, I appreciate your good-natured acceptance of my skepticism.
Absolutely, Councilor Corey.
Criticism and ribbing, but I'm curious, two things. One, I thought of you the other day. I had an old buddy I worked with 20 years ago call me, and the reason he called me was he saw the Hallmark show
Yes.
filmed in Ruidoso, and it kind of kicked in. The second thing I wanted to ask you, the Inn has been having some tremendous concerts.
They have.
Are those lost leaders to get people in the casino, or are they standalone profit centers?
Well, they need to bring people in to gamble, so they're spending a lot of money to bring in Ice Cube and rappers and different groups, and but the thing is when you do bring in big artists like that, you're bringing in lots of people who buy tickets and pay good money for those tickets, and that's why I was saying that I'm looking to pursue looking at big artists to bring in, whether it be country, rock and roll, whatever, and because I have all the data. I know what this artist has done for the last 5 years as far as their tour cycle, how much money they're making and grossing. And I can say to you guys, here's all the data. This shows what they're doing, where they're doing it, how many tickets are selling in El Paso, how many tickets are selling in Albuquerque. And if we can meet in the middle someplace with it and say, okay, we feel comfortable that this would be the amount of tickets we can sell, and this is how much we can sell them for, then we can work back on a guarantee.
You talk about El Paso. Who's that group that's playing there?
Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass.
No.
Love them.
No, much
I want to go see him, yeah.
This K-pop group next weekend.
My Finger Death Punch.
Huh?
Fuck, that's at the end. That's the metal band at the end, Councilor Sanchez.
No, they're on a world tour. Somehow El Paso got on their calendar.
Yeah,
They're doing 2 shows. Every hotel room in El
Yes.
Paso sold out.
is it BTS?
BTS?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have to do 2 nights there because they're so big that the venue they have.
Albert Mateo.
He's on tour again. He's touring
Even
again.
I'm not that old, Eddie.
Jeez, yeah.
My parents always had that goal.
Oh.
I still listen to Herb Albert.
One with the girl and the whipped cream.
oh,
I
yeah.
used to drool over. Whipped Cream and Other Delights was the name of that album, but.
It's got a green background. Yeah, I know it.
He learned how to read with it.
I interrupted you. You
No,
were
no.
leading into the big thing you were going to ask.
Well, Councilor Corey, Council, I just want to also, first off, thank you for the previous year for getting me a vehicle to use. Not only do I use it, but everybody else uses it too, and it's been a great asset to the village to have a real nice Suburban for bringing in people, whether they're like the airport people came in, or whether it's people we're trying to court to do business development with them or events. It's been great having that vehicle to have it, and I'll thank you for that opportunity.
You're welcome.
Yep, my big ask is, and I haven't, I don't have any CapEx expenditures or anything I'm looking to do is get some help. I mean, that's the one thing that, I've been needing, and I've been a one-man army for a couple years now, and with everything going on and all the things we're trying to do, I mean, I'm out selling the village, trying to bring in opportunities and try to make things happen, and trying to get stuff in to help with the loss of the track. And whether it's crazy diving events or triathlons or working with the team to bring an airline in, or whatever it is. I mean, it's all about bringing people here to put heads in beds and build our economy and keep the doors from being boarded up in our business.
Why didn't you put it in capital
Personnel.
personnel? Yeah.
So I'm asking to see if the council will help with some help for me for an event coordinator to help me with everything going on. And that's what I've put in for.
Do you have anyone in mind, Eddie?
That's the thing. It's just finding someone who has experience with events, government experience, has experience, because a lot of times we'll have people who are in the film community come in, they're like, we need to do location scouts, we need to do filming, we need to do all these things so I need someone who has media experience, whether it's like with marketing, to work closely with Carrie's team, to have ability to take a camera out, take pictures, to do all these different things. And a lot of times I'm 3 places at once, and I'm not always able to be there. So I'm trying to find someone that can have experience, but then also I can help train them on all the different things that we do in the village, because we're involved with so many different things right now, whether it's, the stuff with, even stuff with emergency disaster stuff. I mean, there's so many different things that we're involved with now.
Councilor Brophy, is that something theoretically lodger's tax could help subsidize?
I think that's probably a better Judy question, if a personnel member is something, but I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
Judy?
So are you asking if they can pay for the person?
Yes, ma'am, their salary.
No.
No.
You can't pay personnel out of lodger's tax.
Yeah,
Okay.
didn't think so.
So Eddie,
Thank you, Judy.
would that be something,
Welcome.
you would want to mold that person, correct?
Absolutely, Councilor Sanchez. It's what we do is really unique. I mean, they have to be able to understand how to deal with, like, someone who's a vice president of a big triathlon, or be able to deal with a big producer or a director, or be able to mold with whatever that different opportunity is.
You need someone with people skills.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
need someone with sales skills. You need someone with media skills. You need someone with organizational skills, government skills, and the ability to ask for all the big stuff like you do, right?
I got a little thing here. We were seeking a motivated, creative, and highly organized events coordinator to assist with planning, coordinating, and executing community events, tourism initiatives, concerts, film scouting, economic development activities, and programs that enhance quality of life for residents and visitors.
Well, you know, that's the whole thing, Eddie, is, you know, you can put that out, and anybody can come in here and say that they have experience. I mean, we took
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we got lucky, we got you, you had the experience, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Cheryl does have that internship coming in. You know, why not put one of those kids in there for you to mold, and then we can see how that goes.
I'm open for any and all solutions and ideas, but I need someone that's got some years of experience. I really want someone that I can hand the ball off to and they can help run it. So anyone that comes in, I'm going to have to mold them a little bit. It's just so many different things going on. But I need someone that's got a little bit of experience so they know how to deal with, you know, if you've ever done a concert before and all of a sudden you get thrown into it, it's like, well, what do I do? Or how's that?
Chaos.
What do you know? And last thing I want to do is have a big band coming to me screaming, you know, where's our green M&Ms? What do I do? You know,
You can't perform like this.
how am I supposed to perform like this? You know, so it's, just finding the right person. And that's all I got. I'm open for questions.
Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate
you.
all you
Well,
do.
thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
We'll talk about that.
Okay. About the person, or
Yes, about the person.
you got someone in mind? Okay. Uh-oh. I'm scared now. Hell no.
You're definitely asking for a stud, that's for sure.
Yes, thank you, Eddie. for-
Thank you all. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And keep the cool ideas coming,
I'll do it. Keep on.
even if we're not allowed to dive off the dam this year.
We're gonna take a 10-minute break. I'm fading out, so I need some caffeine. And,
We do need that coffee now.
so I do need the top, but I'll have the Keurig and the restroom.
10 minutes, yes.
We're getting there.